Hello everybody, and Jess here, and welcome back to Gundam Witch from Mercury, episode 17. I have no clue where it's going to go. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, I know the general direction of where the story is going, but I have no clue what's going to happen in this particular episode. What's going to happen in the long run is for sure the elections for the new, or at least a temporary head of the Benerit Group, since Delling is still in a coma, and most probably, Miorine will be a candidate, because Prospera said so, and we listen to Mother Dearest, even though we don't necessarily realize it. But of course, Prospera wants all the best. No, yeah, I wish. Miorine wants the best for Suletta. So, if it means that Suletta is left out of Prospera's plans, I have no doubt that Miorine will agree to be a candidate. So, that's going to be interesting. And of course, another candidate will be Shadiq. All those, things he did, all his machinations were for the sole purpose of becoming the head of Benerit Group, so that he can sell the assets to Earth and introduce a Cold War. And third candidate that I don't think anybody expected, actually I'm pretty sure nobody expected, will most probably be Guel. He's taking over his father's company, probably. Again, it wasn't said in plain words, it wasn't entirely clear, but everything points towards that. And he will try to become the new head of the Benerit Group. And I feel he might be that little bit of a variable, that little bit of a wild card that might mess up Prospera's plans. What else happened in the previous episode? Ilan met Eri, and that was something. He now knows the secret of Ariel, or somewhat at least. Question is, will he reveal that to Pale? I don't think he has any sort of allegiance to Pale, or rather, he has an allegiance to Pale, but he doesn't really have any, any loyalty, any love for them. He's working for them because he has to, essentially. So if he can keep it a secret, that would be beneficial to everybody involved, except perhaps Pale. What else happened? Right, we got Suletta essentially saying that if her mother said to kill someone, then Suletta would kill someone. Contradicting herself with Ariel isn't a weapon, but if Mother Dearest told me to use it as a weapon, I would use it as a weapon. Yeah, brainwashing in full swing, huh? And yeah, that's about it far as things that happened in the previous episode go. Shadiq's people want to recruit Nika into their ranks, but Nika doesn't want that. And that's about where Nika's story stopped so far. Are we gonna see something more? Probably. Is Nika going to be another variable, but this time in Shadiq's plans? Entirely plausible. I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, right, and Prospera's friend, that woman who was working on enhanced humans, got a little bit of a mental breakdown. That's also a thing that happened. This episode, I don't expect the the election to start yet. We will probably maybe see some preparation for that election. maybe, I don't know, Shadik talking of his plans, maybe Guel officially becoming a leader of his corporation, I don't know, stuff like that. I have no clue. I wonder what's gonna happen with Miorine and Suletta, though. Suletta seems pretty oblivious to what she said, or rather to the fact that what she said was bad. I like that Miorine doesn't blame her for it. She placed the blame immediately on Prospera. I love it. There's no drama between Miorine and Suletta. There's drama between Miorine and Prospera. Double thumbs up. So perhaps we will continue a little bit of that drama in this episode. But I don't think it changed much in Miorine's and Suletta's relationship. Maybe Miorine will try to undo the conditioning a little bit, but we'll see about that. No, wrong order. What am I doing? First, you're gonna need your subs to follow along. Then I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on. And lastly, I'm gonna have to ask you guys for your support, monetary on Patreon, for example, or not. Share my content, spread the word, it costs you nothing and helps a lot. And with all of that out of the way, and with cables tangled, but I can't be asked to untangle them, we can start watching episode 17 of Gundam Witch from Mercury in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, starting where we left off. That's exactly what Prospera wanted. Of course. With whom? Who does she want Suletta to duel? Besides, after the whole crisis at Asticassia, it's not like duels matter an awful lot anymore, right? Does she want Suletta to duel, I don't know, Shadik? I have no clue. He seems to be the most likely candidate, though. Sorry if I'm sniffling a little, but I got a little bit of a cold. Who's gonna be the last duel? A Guel duel? No, Prospera doesn't know about Guel returning, does she? She's damn near omniscient, but not omniscient. Precious things. Is the duel just gonna be a pretext to... pretense to put Ares' mind into Suletta's body? Oh. Of course. Family. But if Mother Dearest said to get rid of Ariel... Okay, I'm glad we're bringing back the wish list. We can be married. Do you have the right to transfer companies like that? Yeah. And there has to be a limit to what a group leader can do. Hello, Ilan. No? No, not really. Oh, a taser? Miorine ex machina. Ghoul! Yes! Best boy is here. No, Ghoul is a changed man. He's not showing off. He's legit battle hardened. Okay, that's cool. Continuing his father's legacy. Yep, exactly. Precious Things, the title of today's episode. Because you're a friend. And that. Duel is also conditioned now. Well, he lied. Oh, I love this little interaction between them. My mom! It's not about Miorine. I mean, hopefully it is, but... Oh? What? Oh? What about Suletta, though? Huh. I mean, there's no way in hell Guel will win, but... What's Mio planning here? Yeah, he's a changed man, huh? Miorine. Or not. Hmm. That's a weird stake for Guel. Okay, so Guel is in on it. I'm glad that Miorine has at least one ally. He wants to change his hairstyle? Did Miorine sabotage Ariel somehow? Yeah, he clipped it. Turn it off. Or not, okay. Sure. He didn't do a great job at cutting his hair, though. Happy Lauda, well, that's an unusual sight. The epic music, though. Is it gonna be the mid-season finale kinda deal? Probably. Yeah, a bit of a Gundam PTSD, huh? Fair. Okay, what are the actual stakes in this duel, though? Because we heard what the supposed stakes are, but what are the real stakes? He's hiding. Okay. I mean, yeah, that's what happens to people other than Suletta. Or rather, to pilots of Gundams other than Ariel. We have 8 minutes. Yeah, bit of a PTSD stopping him. Will you, though? And what did Belle do? What are those? Oh, I guess grenades of some sort? And... And... Oh, he has... Are those gun bits? Those look like Gundabits. How does Guel have Gundabits? Oh, anti-Gund net kind of thing? Yep. Ariel is taking control. Okay, what's that? It was blue, now it's white. And what the fuck happened to Prospera? Is this the Quiet Zero? And the happy birthday. Okay, what the fuck happened? So Miorine did sabotage it somehow. Installed something on Suletta's phone that turned Ariel off. Okay, so it's the if you love them, let them go kind of a thing we're doing here. Yeah, that seems to be it. There was a movie or a TV series. I can't remember. A family was living with a Sasquatch or something like that, and the final episode or the finale of the movie was them chasing that Sasquatch off because he's gonna be better off out there in the forest, in the nature, right? Through tears, they were screaming at it, throwing stuff at it just for the Sasquatch to go away, right? They loved it so much that they wanted the Sasquatch to live out in the forest. Now, I'm not comparing Suletta to a Sasquatch, but that's what's going on here. Miorine wants Suletta to live a happy life without Gundams, and she will not live a happy life as long as she has Ariel. She will not live a happy Gundam-free life as long as she's tied into all those machinations. So the only way to get Suletta out of this dangerous, sad world is to chase her off. Chase her away. You lost. I don't love you. Go away. You're a country bumpkin. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take that. Now fuck off. To make Suletta not have any remaining hope that she can fix things, that she can be again with Miorine, right? Because if she has hope, she will continue to struggle, she will continue the strife, she will continue trying to go after Miorine. She will continue trying to fix things. So Miorine needed to create that finality. Suletta will sulk, Suletta will be depressed for a long time, but perhaps eventually she will get over it. Maybe. That's also not a given. Things like that could very well break a person for life. So it's always, you know, it's always the pros and the cons. And the chances. Gonna calculate them well. Because you're dealing with a person here. Fuck. I knew we were gonna get some drama eventually, but I didn't quite envision this kind of a drama, to be perfectly honest with you. I wonder where it's gonna go, how it's gonna end up. I wonder, are Miorine and Suletta gonna see a happy end? I hope, but I'm not waiting for it with a bated breath, if you know what I mean. Okay, regardless, let's watch this episode again, shall we? You just said you won't let me have my way with Suletta anymore. I'll take over your precious quiet Zero. You won't involve Suletta any further. Allow Suletta and Ariel to take part in one more duel. That's right, this will be the last. And after that, you can do with her as you like. But will she really give up Ariel so meekly? She won't. She said so much. Yeah, will you give up Ariel? No, because Ariel is my family. So the only way for Suletta to give up Ariel is to take it away from her. The one and only way. That or her mother's orders. Nothing else can get Ariel away from Suletta. So that's what Miorine had to do. How would you like to celebrate? Celebrating friend's birthday, and when you turn 17, we can marry. Probably. Shadik wants the support of Pale and transfer Gund Arm and Ariel and everything to Pale, which they would very much like to have. This is a very interesting watering can. Or maybe it's something that gives a particular specific dose of fertilizer, probably, since it's all hydroponics. Elan, of course, wants Ariel, but why? I mean, why? He wants Ariel because it's by far the only Gundam that he might hope to operate without risk to himself. And if it's given to him, then Eri will not kick him out, so to speak. The previous Elan was able to hitch a ride on Ariel because Suletta explicitly gave him permission. So if Suletta explicitly gave Elan 5 permission to use Ariel, Eri would not kick him out. And of course, he admits that he's not the same person. Duel ex machina. I'm gonna be honest with you. This new duel and this set of scenes from the moment of Guel's appearance throughout their entire talk in the whatchamacallit, in here, I forgot the name for it. Greenhouse. In the greenhouse, probably my favorite scene in this core so far, if not in the show as a whole, to be perfectly honest with you. I really love the new duel. I never could figure you out. What are you afraid of? If you ruin this place, no apology will get you off the hook. He really internalized all of that, all of the things about Miorine and Suletta and what they hold precious. He really is a changed man. I really, really, really like the new duel. And he respectfully sits on the staircase. He does not enter because Miorine didn't let him in, so he dares not enter. Lauda went behind Dad's back and held off my withdrawal. And we hear in full that he wants to become the president of Graslino, Jetter Company. I don't want to lose any more of the things precious to me. Precious things. Apologizing and admitting fully, without much ceremony, that, yeah, I can now move forward and you did that to me. You helped me with that. And that's the part of you I fell for, and you're precious to me. Without any semblance of, like, you know, blush or stammering or anything like that, or doing his tsundere routine. Just saying that straight. I don't get it all. Why? Figure it out. I'm grateful to you. This looks to me like it changed something in Suletta. This kind of a shot is not done for no reason. Initially, I started wondering if perhaps it started maybe undoing the conditioning a little. That maybe that's the route we're going to go. Right? People telling Suletta that, hey, you matter, you're precious to me. Because maybe she only got that from her mother, that's why she got so imprinted on her mother. But now that she hears it from other people, that imprint gets a little weaker and she starts imprinting a little on Guel, a little on Miorine. And Prospera's hold on her weakens. I thought that might be the direction we're going in, but apparently not. Apparently we're going for a very abrupt cut to everything, not a progressive, you know, change. It's nice to have someone to say that about. Give me the gift of victory. I'm going to run for the president. You want to rebuild Jetter Company. I'll become your fiancé. If that happens, the group is sure to fully support the Jetter Company. Things precious to me. Reclaim your bride from Suletta. Yeah, I initially had no clue what the plan here is. Or rather, I thought that the duel might be something beneficial for both parties, no matter who wins. If Suletta wins, Jetter Company becomes a subsidiary of Gundam, for example. And now with their combined power, Miorine can run for the president and win, right? And if Guel wins, then he gains the support of Gundam in rebuilding the Jetter Company, for example, right? Something like that. So everybody wins, no matter who wins. I thought that the duel was also something to stop Prospera from using Suletta. Prospera said one more duel, but she didn't specify with who. Right? So I thought that Miorine thought, okay, Prospera has some specific duel in mind. She wants to use Suletta one last time, but I'm gonna waste that one last duel on Suletta dueling with Guel in a duel that doesn't really matter because both parts win whoever wins. That way, if Prospera holds to her promise, she will not have that one duel to use Suletta. You get what I mean? I think I got a little bit tangled in my explanation, but yeah, I thought that Miorine wants to waste that duel that Prospera said will be the last, instead of that duel being something that actually would help Prospera. But apparently not. Apparently the stakes are much different. And even she notices how different Guel is. He's not angry or anything, just stating the fact. The Jetark emblem is the lion, so call me a lion, not a dog. Also love the shot of her legs. Some skin dentation and all. What's your stake? Will you help stop the harassment of Earth House? Sure. If I win, I get Ariel. That's where I was very, very surprised. I thought the stake was Miorine, from what they were talking about in the greenhouse, and that Guel just went against Miorine's wishes. I'm not going to stake you on it, I'm going to stake Ariel, so that I take the brunt of being Ariel's pilot and you can live happy ever after, Miorine and Suletta, or, you know, something like that, right? He went against the plan after hearing perhaps that Earth House is facing some harassment. But no, it's all part of the plan. If you win, it doesn't matter. There are more important things right now. Interesting that Miorine brought Guel in on all the secrets. She was only sent to the school to fight duels in Ariel. I want that girl to be happy. She needs a world where she can be free from Gundams or anything else. So if Suletta was sent here to duel in Ariel, then taking Ariel from her would make it so that Suletta has free reign. She doesn't have to duel because she doesn't have anything to duel with. Simple. No such world exists. I mean, yeah, Guel is kinda right. You do live in the universe of Gundam after all. It was confiscated. If only Nika were here. Miorine's gone missing too. It would be a victory charm. Yeah, a victory charm for Guel. Don't you feel sorry for her? I'm gonna be honest, no, I don't like this new hair. It looks like an afro. I much prefer the long, like, mullet kind of hair that you had. He gets rid of the pride, right? Anything for the win. If the AI is able to help me, so be it. I'm not gonna scoff at it. Okay. Nobody learned about Guel's return yet. It's nice to see Lauda smiling for once. Also, now Guel's hair is much different from Lauda's. They almost share the hairstyle. Now Guel is distinct. I wonder if that has some symbolism in it. PTSD, of course. Not just on Guel's side. Taking off. Elan has failed. All the fugitives being killed by you or dying in a Gundam aren't in my plans. Dying in a Gundam, why is it so shocking to Nika? I'm not sure. Does she not know of data storms and stuff? I don't know. I mean, she's only been working with Aerial, so maybe she genuinely doesn't know about data storms. Maybe she genuinely doesn't know that Gundams kill people. We don't know how much information was suppressed ever since the Vanadis incident, or whatever it was called. The result itself is the only truth. Guel using shields makes sense, and of course, yeah, he's not able to shoot. I really thought he's going to lose. I really honestly thought that. Thank you for what exactly? Yeah, it really seemed hopeless for Guel. Constantly stammering like that, losing his limbs, losing everything. But the power of friendship. The power of friendship brought him back. I love how protagonist it is. Right? He's fumbling, he's panicking, he doesn't know what to do. But then the screams of his friends, the screams of his brother, the screams of his loved ones. And he snaps out of it, pushes through, and in a last-ditch effort wins the battle. Guel is truly the protagonist of this series. Or rather, he is written like a protagonist. I was confused about the Gundbits and why he doesn't have the data storm thing on his face while controlling them. But it's probably the AI controlling those Gundbits. Using some grapple, cutting off Aerial's hand just like that, casually. And he broke through it. Override. And it starts glowing. Aerial starts glowing white. Is this like Permet score 8? Or 7, or whatever was the highest number? Probably. We know that it's red normally, then when she starts using Gambits, the light turns blue, and now it turns white. So I'm assuming it's like much higher form of Permet. And you can see in the trails of her Gambits, right? Right now, the Gambit trails just have some, trail and some particles around them. But when they turn white, you see this like polygon forms that are visible when we see Eri, I believe, and are visible in the opening. All those connections. I'm assuming this is the Gund network. This is the Gund network. And now the same pattern appears in Prospera's helmet, which I guess kinda goes towards my theory that Prospera's helmet has some Gund shenanigans in it. That was Eri's laugh. I'm assuming Prospera heard Eri's laugh. Ready to begin project, pre-stab, remote control system. And fucking happy birthday. We'll buy rings together and have a wedding. And we'll both wear the very best dresses, like in the ending. Gomen. And Ariel turns off. That seems like a major security flaw, right? If you can hack into someone's phone, you can just turn off their Gundam or their mobile suit. Also, it's interesting that the phone seems to be some standardized way of operating a Gundam and a mobile suit. Like, you'd think that, sure, it makes sense for the training mobile suits at school, right? Every student has their own little phone, their own little device, and maybe there's some, you know, profiles saved on it, so that no matter which mobile suit they enter, they put in their phone, and their profile gets loaded. I know, the strength of servos, and the position of the chair, and stuff like that. It makes sense in the context of school. When I was in college, we had a similar system with the computers. Computers we were using where, like, everything was run locally, but student data and stuff like that was saved on a server somewhere in the basement of the school. When you would log into your account, and you could log into your student account from any PC in any lab in the entire building, because they were all connected to that central server, and you would get your data, you would get your stuff, right? So I would assume that that's the thing they use at this school as well, with a physical device. The fact that Ariel also uses it is surprising, though. Very, very, very surprising to me that Ariel relies on that phone thing. I don't think Lefrit did. So why does Ariel? Is it a part of school regulations, perhaps? If you want to bring a custom mobile suit or a custom... Well, Gundams are disallowed, but, you know, if you want to bring a custom mobile suit, then it has to conform to school regulations, and it needs to be powered by the phone, so that maybe staff members can lock a student phone so that they cannot control any mobile suits because their phone is disabled, right? Things like that. I guess it makes sense, but I would expect, honestly, I would have expected Ariel to continue functioning even without it. Because Gund technology seems to go above and beyond mobile suits. Right? While with mobile suits you directly control them with the levers and stuff and buttons, with a Gundam you become a part of it, you merge with it, you control it with your mind. So it's surprising that Eri didn't just take over, for example. That the phone was able to shut down Eri herself. Surprising, very surprising. And I don't know all the details of why it happened exactly, but it kinda, sorta, a little bit, ever so slightly, takes me out of the suspension of disbelief, right? That such a technologically advanced thing, controlled with mind and with human mind inside of it, was turned off with just phone app. I guess Miorine had support from Prospera and from Bell, so maybe they were able to figure something, but it doesn't sit well with me, you know? I mean, the sheer fact that Guel won doesn't sit well with me either, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm not a huge fan of the trope of hurting someone for their own good, you know? I was never a fan of that Sasquatch movie ending that I mentioned before. I was never a fan of whenever stuff like that happened in movies, like, I don't know, chasing away an orca or a dog or a wolf or whatever. It's a trope in movies. People get used to a wild animal, wild creature, and then chase it off so that it goes away into the freedom. Yeah, I'm not a fan. Like, again, I understand why it happened. I understand the narrative significance. Personally, though, it doesn't sit well with my own sensibilities, with my own sense of morality, yada, 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 yada. It's not a bad thing. It happened. I just don't feel good about it. Okay? Just to make things clear. Even though it's Miorine's birthday, even though I promised I'd win, I wanted you to lose. This was a trade. Giving away the charm to cut all connections, cut all ties. I wanted you to lose, and then she says, but then you can't fulfill your obligations if you lose. I'll take that back too. Thanks for all your hard work, my little country bumpkin. And the sheer emotion on Suletta's face and in her voice, Jesus. Why must you hurt our precious raccoon girl like that, Miorine? Why must you hurt her so? I know it's for her good, but why must you hurt her so? And yeah, the dream of wearing the most beautiful dresses. I don't think any of them is wearing a ring, though. So I guess that didn't happen. Our empty selves. Well, Suletta will be empty for sure. She will be a husk of a human being. Miorine, after what she did, I fully believe it will also have an impact on her. It's not just going to, you know, disappear from her mind. It will weigh on her. It will probably weigh on Guel as well. Now, they have the sense of all of it being for the greater good and whatnot, but the weight of that decision will be there. I wonder where it's going, though. I really wonder where it's going. Ugh. Yeah, that was episode 17. And I'm in a little bit of a shock, to be perfectly honest with you, that it went in this direction. We had plenty of drama in this show so far. We had plenty of death, but we never really had this sort of raw psychological torture that Suletta is experiencing right now. And we never had this sort of weird morality, I guess you could call it, with the hurt them for their own good. Usually things were either bad person kills good person, or gray person kills another gray person. A good person psychologically torturing another good person because they're too good to take part in this dark play. There's something to it, something much more tragic than all we've seen so far. Good person hurting another good person for their own good. There's some, I don't know, death of morality. Yeah, that's going a little far, but you know what I mean. I hope. I can't quite put it into words, but there is something to it that really makes the whole situation much more tragic than anything that happened so far. I guess this episode had both my favorite scene with Guel's return and my least favorite scene with Suletta's torture. Interesting. Again, it wasn't my least favorite because it was done badly or written badly or anything like that. It just doesn't agree with my personal sensibilities. But what is media for if not for challenging them right? That's why we engage in books, in shows, in movies, in stories, to see events that will challenge us. And now I'm also at a loss as to where this series is going to go. We're not even halfway through the second core. We still have like 7 episodes to go. So anything can happen, really. I believe Miorine might win the election. Prospera is banking on it, so of course Miorine will win. When has Prospera ever lost a bet, right? But what will happen to Suletta and what will happen to Ariel? That's what I want to know. Yeah, I really don't see any clear path to resolve that. Ariel being needed and Suletta being needed, and thus Guel gives Ariel back to Suletta so that she can be a hero. That's like the simplest path. But I can't see that happening. Yeah, I genuinely have no idea. I genuinely have no idea where it's going to go from here. Possibly a couple of episodes of Suletta sulking and being depressed and all. But how will she get out of it? If not with Miorine's help, if not with Ariel's help. Notice how every time Suletta was in a bad mindset, every time something was going on with her in her head, she never really got through any of it herself. It was always either a one-sided conversation with Ariel, either with Miorine's help, or with Prospera's help. Now there's pretty much only Prospera left, but the question is, will Prospera even bother with Eri anymore, with Suletta anymore, if she cannot control Ariel? Does she have a use for Suletta? Maybe it's the time of growth. Maybe it will facilitate some actual growth in Suletta for her to grow into her own person. I don't know. Usually characters need very significant and hard moments like those to change them for the better. I mean, Guel is the best example of it, right? He's so much better of a man after he went through what he went through. So perhaps this will be a chance for Suletta. Perhaps it's not Guel who's going to be that wild, unpredictable variable in Prospera's plans, but her own daughter. Maybe. On the other hand, I can't really see Suletta being proactive. She was never proactive. If she does become proactive, though, she has friends. She might convince them to help her steal Ariel back. Win a duel again with some random mobile suit, but question is, how good of a pilot is Suletta actually, and how much of it is just Ares doing? If Suletta were given a regular mobile suit, like a Daribald, well, no, not Daribalda maybe, but Chuchu's mobile suit or some training suit from the school, would she actually be any good of a pilot? Or is it just Ariel doing? Yeah, I've got nothing. I don't want to spend time just, you know, creating theories when I genuinely have got nothing. The white light reflected in Prospera's eyes with Ares' laugh, that's Permet score 8, or whatever was the highest Permet score. That's the prelude to Quiet Zero. I'm assuming Prospera's helmet has the explicit purpose of connecting to the Gund network so that she can meet with Eri eventually. I wonder if we might go for a bittersweet ending for Prospera, where she loses herself in the Gund network and joins Eri in there. Happily fries her own brain and just joins Eri in her madness. That would be an interesting end for her. And then Miorine and Suletta can live happily ever after. Right? Please tell me I'm right. Please tell me they can live happily ever after. I need a good ending to the series. Or at least a bittersweet one. I don't want it to end with a tragedy of, I don't fucking know, Suletta dying. Knock on wood. I'd rather it not happen. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think I have anything more to say on the topic of today's episode. But maybe you do. And if you do, then say so in the comments down below. What did you think of this episode, of my reaction, my theory, stuff like that? And if there are no spoilers, but you can use my Discord and linked in the description as well to talk about Gundam as well, spoilers or not. Subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified of future releases of not only Gundam, which from Mercury, but also Symphogear XV, Benerit Saito's Anisakai ni Iku, Ancient Magus Bride Season 2, and others coming at you in the future. I also stream sometimes, so you might want to click the bell icon somewhere down there so you get notified of when I go live. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. Support the channel if you want, monetarily for example, on Patreon, down in the description below. For $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonal shows like Symphogear, like Madoka Magica and others, and for just $1 a month you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, share my content, spread the word. It costs you absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And now, with that out of the way, and with the angst and with the anticipation of future episodes, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's the list of my wonderful Patreons: QB Without a Net, Fruit, Zayrainer, Akomancer, Marsh, Yuki Ally, Fassel, Dr. Watt, and Hans Peter. And you can join their ranks, and you don't need Quiet Zero to do that.